The story please turn harmful. Once upon a time, there was Tran Kong who was a zealous person. If anyone had any help, he was ready. In his life, he traveled to many places. Wherever he went, he wholeheartedly helped the needy and the needy without hesitation. One day, Tran Kong, wearing a bracelet and a cane in his hand, came to the Ha region. There is a drought here. The sun was so scorching hot, the fields were cracked. After a long journey, he felt thirsty, but as he walked, he still did not see a single restaurant. He stopped at a house on the side of the road. The whole family is away. Looking at the jar, he felt dry. The same goes for the second house. He quickly looked for the well but couldn't find it anywhere. He climbed up a standing stone to look for ponds and lakes, but all the lakes and ponds were dry. Only later did he see a crowd of people gathering in a pool, so he quickly found the place. Meeting a person holding a water bottle, he called out for a drink. After drinking, Tran Kong woke up and asked, "Luckily, if I hadn't met you, I probably would have died. I didn't expect water drops to be so rare here." The other person replied, "Yes, we are all in danger. For 2 years now, the evil rain goddess has forgotten this area. If only someone were up there to remind her." Tran Kong said immediately, "Then I will go find the rain god to urge us to bring rain soon for our people." Saying goodbye, Tran Kong decided to go to his country. Jupiter Pluvius. He climbed many mountains, waded many ravines, spent many days but still did not arrive. One day, Tran Kong climbed a hill. An old ape was caught in a trap. When he saw someone coming, he cried out, "Help me! Help me!" He quickly ran back and removed the trap for it. Being free, the ape thanked him wholeheartedly. He asked, "Where are you going now?" "I'm going to find the land of the rain god." "The land of the rain god is still very far from here. How can you get there when you're old?" "No matter how far it is, I'm determined to go. To urge the rain god to quickly save the drought-stricken Ha region." "Then let me give you something." The gibbon told him to sit and wait, then ran into the forest. A moment later he returned with a small stick. Giving it to Tran Kong, the ape said, "The stick has the power to withdraw land. You can go anywhere, just saying where you are going is enough." Tran Kong happily accepted the gift, thanked the ape and said, "Stick. Oh stick god, take me to the land of the rain god." Suddenly he saw dizziness. The trees and mountains on both sides seemed to run very fast backwards, only about halfway through then they stopped. He found himself standing in the middle of a strange landscape. But there are also people and things like on earth. He asked the rain god's house and they showed him. He called to the gate. A voice rang out, "Someone please come in." Entering the house, he saw a haggard old woman lying on the bed. He asked, "Are you the god of rain?" "Yes. Why did you let the world have areas so drought that there is not enough water to drink? Why are you so evil? Don't you know that in the lower world people curse you every day and every hour?" The old woman said nothing, invited him to stay and treat her to a nice meal. After staying for a few days, she still didn't see her do anything. She just lay there moaning all day, and Tran Kong came to remind her again. The old woman said, "I originally had the duty to make rain on earth. But these days I have an evil condition and can't go anywhere. I meant to wait for my daughter to come home, but for some reason she stayed out for so long. Now the sky also has an order to make rain. I want to rely on you to do it for me. I don't know how to do it. The job is not too difficult, just follow the instructions and that's enough. You see there is a gourd on the wall. If you are willing to go, I will fill the gourd with water for you. Next to the gourd is a branch of leaves. Just climb on the lion's back and sit firmly. It will take you to predetermined areas. Then you just dip the leaf branches into the gourd and sprinkle them down, but you have to sprinkle them slowly. Then I'm willing to help. Go ahead and prepare everything right away. The old woman sat up, went to the tank, filled a gourd with water and called a lion to instruct her on everything. Tran Kong climbed on the lion's back, holding a gourd in one hand and a leaf branch in the other. The lion swung around in the air and then flew down to the lower world, one by one, to places where it rained. Tran Kong looked down and saw that everything was as tiny as dust. But he was worried about the promised job. He then took the leaf branch and dipped it into the jar and sprinkled it repeatedly. Looking down, I saw a dark sky. He guessed it must be heavy rain, and felt excited. He kept waving and waving, each time reaching a new place. When he reached the Hawa region, he suddenly remembered the drought complaints of the people here and said, I have to give them a little more water to compensate for the intense drought. But rain like that probably won't absorb anything. And to repay them for saving me from death of thirst. So he didn't shake it anymore, but took the whole gourd and turned it upside down. Seeing that, the lion looked frightened and looked back, telling him to stop, then turned back. Just a moment later, it arrived home. The old lady came out to greet him. He honestly told the story from beginning to end. Hearing this, the old woman smacked her lips. Okay, so you have harmed people. There probably isn't a single survivor in that place now. Tran Kong was startled when he heard this, but still didn't believe the old woman's words. The next day he said goodbye to the rain god and left. The stick retracted and brought him down to earth quickly. On the way through the Hawa region, he stopped to see what was going on. It turns out that in this place there is nothing left of houses, trees, people and animals. Even the high mound was flattened. If it weren't for the large stone he was resting on the other day, he would have thought it was a desolate land from before. He clicked his tongue in regret. Who would have thought to do harm? Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.